Over the course of the next few movies, we are going to look at the paragraph formatting controls, starting out with the different alignment options. And as we can see, there are 8 different alignment options. Practically speaking, there are 4 that we use regularly. Starting out with left aligned, sometimes referred to as ragged right. With left aligned text, the length of the line will vary, but the spacing between the words will be consistent. Each alignment type brings with it its own challenges, and the challenge with left aligned text is to control the rag, to make sure that we avoid having really short lines and really long lines. The rag should modulate evenly. Now with justified text, the lines are all the same length. Something has to give, and that something is that the spacing between the words will vary. The challenge here is to make it look like the spacing between the words is consistent. It's consistent when it's not. With centered text, the challenge is to mold the text into an interesting shape as well as enhance the comprehension. So in this case, I want to add some forced line breaks, shift return, to control the line endings. Right aligned text can sometimes be very effective, but we don't want to overuse it. It should be used very sparingly because the lines all begin at a different point. That makes it harder to read. So in this case, this particular paragraph is an inappropriate use, I'd suggest, of right-aligned text. But where it can be useful is for things like side heads, where the head or caption is run alongside the reading text. Or for headlines that butt up against an image. Just as with center-aligned text, we need to control the line endings when working with right-aligned text. So I'm going to get in here and use shift returns to shape this text like so. So those are the 4 principal alignment types, but there are also 4 other types. Some variants of justified. Here we have justified with the last line aligned center. And frankly, you wouldn't want to use this too often. This is an example that I saw as part of an exhibition display, and I thought it worked in this particular context. Or perhaps we want to put our text in an irregularly shaped text frame and achieve an effect like this. This comes from Alice in Wonderland. Another variant of justified is full justify, and this will justify all the lines and make all the lines of equal length. You wouldn't really want to use it on a paragraph of multiple lines, but sometimes if you need to force the justification on a single line, it can be effective. But you can see here that when applied just by itself, it can be problematic because the word spaces are just much too big. So we need to combine this with some positive tracking. Remember, the keyboard shortcut for tracking to go looser is Command Option, because I want to go in big increments here, Command Option or Control Alt and the right arrow. And I'm just going to space that out by eye to about there. And then we can also use full justify for labels like this, where we want to create a solid type block. The last 2 alignment options are align to and align away from spine. Here's what they look like, or what their icons look like on the control panel. These are only relevant if you are working with a facing pages document. If I press Command Option P or Control Alt P, I can bring up my document setup. We can see that facing pages is checked. So that means that if I have captions aligned to the spine on the left-hand page, and that's going to be right aligned. If I move it over to the right-hand page, it will automatically become left aligned. Conversely, a line away from the spine, we have the page numbers down at the bottom, and these will always be in the outside margin.